Welcome to Sword Art Online Lost Song. Is from one of my favorite anime series that, well, of all the anime series I watch, this is one of my favorite ones. So I hope you enjoy as we see what this game has in store for us. New game. Start the game from the beginning. Yeah, you only have one file. Start new game.
Yes.リーファ
まったくもう先にログインしちゃうなんてどれだけ待ちきれないのよ。
すまん。
しょうがないんだから。でもついにこの時が来たんだね。
あれが新しく実装されたエリア。光と闇の神々が住まう伝説の浮島大陸。スバルト・アルブヘイムか。
うん、そうだよキリト君。で、今はお兄ちゃんでいいか。新エリアの実装を楽しみにしてたもんね。
ああ、ALO アルブヘイムオンラインを遊ぶようになって数ヶ月。この大型バージョンアップを俺を含めた数多くのプレイヤーたちは本当に心待ちにしていたんだ。
早く遊びたくてうずうずしてるって顔だね。さあ、いつまでもこんな遠くから見てないで早くあそこまで飛んでいこうよ。
ああ、行こうリーファー。
Like the music. Here we are. So this is Svartalfheim. Alfheim.
そうだね。
Looks like it. Danny! Yui!
ようやく出てこられました。
You finally made it! Is it just you and Lifa today? For now, we're meeting up with the others later.
そうなんですね。
Ah, alright. So Yui, where exactly are we? The lowest level zone of the new continent's floating continent. It's called Wogland, the island of meadows. You're supposed to start here and clear one island at a time, gradually gaining access to more areas. Or, to put it simply, you have to beat one island to move on to the next. Got it. Thanks, Yui.
さて、お兄ちゃん。
So what next, Kazuto?
ここで
Should we go over the basics again, and make sure we have everything down? Give me an overview. Good idea. You know what they say, practice makes perfect. Daddy, Lifa, let me explain everything, but you have to promise to listen closely, okay? Let's start by practicing basic movement. While on land, use left stick to move. While moving with left stick, press and hold R1 to dash, increasing your movement speed. Dashing is useful for when you want to run away from or get closer to enemies. However, dashing slowly uses up your stamina points. When you run out of stamina points, you become fatigued. Once you're fatigued, you won't be able to move for a while. However, your stamina points will recover quickly, so you shouldn't worry too much about this. Alright, let's try moving to that glowing point.
早速出発です。
You've got movement down pat. Next, let's talk about search points. Search points are glowing spots you'll see in outdoor areas and in dungeons. By examining them, you can discover the currency of Svartalfheim yield, or items. Hey Kirito, look! There's a search point right over there. After you approach a search point, you can examine it by pressing circle. Why not give it a try?
あそこだよ。
You found Yold! You can find both Yold and items for enhancing your weapons, crafting materials, from search points. Search points can be found on both the ground and the sky. Make sure to examine any you find. Okay then. Next on our list of things to practice are floating mode and flight mode. When you want to get off the ground and up into the air, press directional pad to switch your current movement mode. There are two different modes of aerial movement. Floating mode lets you hover, flight mode lets you soar like a bird. Come on, big brother, let's try floating. To start, you will need to activate floating mode. Activate floating mode by pressing either left or right. Hold X to ascend, or press X twice to descend. First, try going up as high as you can.
頑張ろう。 さすがパパ、やりました。
If you attempt to go any higher, you will hit this area's altitude limit. In Svartalfheim, each area has its own altitude limit. If you try to go beyond the altitude limit, floating or flight mode will be cancelled, and you'll fall. Be careful. Let's practice a little more, Daddy. Please float back to the ground. You can descend by pressing X twice. It can be pretty scary, but you can press down to switch to walking mode and free fall back down to the ground.
頼りにしてるよ。 できました。
That should be everything for floating mode. Our next lesson will be practicing flight mode. Press up to switch to flight mode. In flight mode, you will automatically fly forward. Use left stick to freely control your movement in the air. You can also increase your speed by dashing, and even enter an aerial drive, which lets you fly even faster. Heh, you were a total noob when you first started flying, Kirito, but you've gotten the hang of it pretty quickly. I agree, Daddy is amazing. Let's practice. Fly to that glowing point while in flight mode.
お兄ちゃん、あそこだよ。 すごいです。やりましたね。
You look so cool when you're flying, Daddy. Keep in mind that both dashing and aerial drives use up stamina points when you are in flight mode. However, it can be very useful when you want to close in on a pesky enemy in a hurry. You should be an expert at flying by now. What's next, Yui? Battle. Let's start with the basics to make sure we don't forget anything. There are two types of attacks. Use a weak attack by pressing X, square, or use a strong attack by pressing triangle. Strong attacks use up stamina points, but they are very powerful. When you attack, your weapon will automatically be drawn. Press R1 quickly to switch between having it drawn or sheathed. The trick is to press R1 lightly and quickly. You still haven't learned any magic, but when you do, remember, your weapon needs to be sheathed for you to cast magic. Look over there! An enemy! Let's fight it! Do your best, Eddie.
よーし燃えてきた。やりました。
Hey, great job. Uh-oh, more enemies spawned. Let's wipe the floor with these two. These look a bit tougher than the others. You can use dodge and guard to deal with enemy attacks, giving you an advantage in battle. Press circle while moving and with left stick to perform a dodge, or press R1 plus circle to guard. When you are hit by an attack that sends you flying, you can use dodge to perform a recovery to quickly get on your feet. If you don't perform a recovery, you'll be knocked down. When you're lying on the ground, you're defenseless. Dodging uses stamina points, and guarding uses the guard meter. Keep your eye on how much of each you have left. Let's hurry up and give it a try.
一撃一撃をちゃんと見極めてステップで受ければ大丈夫だと思います。やったー！
They died super quick. Do you remember how to dodge, guard, and perform a recovery? The time to dodge an attack or to press R1 plus 0 circle to guard seems like it might be a bit hard to get down. It can be, but it is worth the effort to master. Now, let's continue practicing by learning about the lock-on feature. When enemies are about, hold L1 to lock on to the enemy closest to the camera. Lock-on means that your view... What's up? Oh, join the stream and you'll find out. Lock on means that your view will automatically face toward the enemy you have locked on to, right? Correct. It's very useful when facing faster enemies. This is another battle basic you should become proficient at. Brother, get out there and show me how it's done. Lock on by holding L1. A red mark will appear on the enemy you have locked onto.
頼りにしてるよ。
Ouch. Alright, that's the stuff. Enemy down. And look what we have here. It even dropped some Yold. Defeating enemies can drop Yold, weapons, and other items. This finishes today's lessons. If you want to review anything we practiced today, you can fight monsters and move around freely in this area. Ew, looks like we cleared this place. How was it? Like the feel of the new areas? That was fun. Yeah. Yep. I thought you'd say that, and I happen to agree. I'm looking forward to playing through the rest of it. Now that we've finished stretching our legs, how about we visit the nearest town? I could use a break. Is there a teleport gate around here? Daddy, this is the perfect time to use your marker. Right, my marker. Marker. Did I have one of those? It's in the manuals everyone received when they implemented Smart Alfheim. Didn't you read it? Sorry, Yui. I must have missed it. Can you give me the short version? I don't need no manual. I don't need no manual. Sure, Daddy. The marker is located in the upper right of the screen. It's the red mark shown on the map. This red marker is displayed on the map when there is an important objective you need to complete. I get it. Just go in the direction the marker points in, it'll lead you to the nearest teleport gate. That's useful. Yeah, it'll definitely come in handy when we're clearing these areas. Finally, the teleport gate. Let me explain how to use teleport gates. In Svart Alfheim, towns and other areas are often connected by these teleport gates. As you proceed through the game, you will unlock new destinations that can be reached through these teleport gates. So there are more places to see besides this Meadow Island. I'm looking forward to seeing what lies ahead. Alright then, let's use the teleport gate to head to town. Move into the teleport gate to display the teleport menu. You can select the town from there. What was that?
The animation's actually kind of good on this. I mean, the character movement and all when they're flying is actually really well done. I almost forgot I even had this game at one point.
Did you ever play it?
I still have it on Steam, but I never got the chance to.
Oh, well, now you get to see what the game looks like.
Alright, thank you.
Wow, look at this place. So this is what towns of Svart Alfheim look like. Isn't entering a new town just so exciting? I love seeing what each one has to offer. Just so you know, Josh, the games follow the light novel more than the anime does.
Really?
Yeah, so there will be characters here that weren't in the anime. So I'm giving you that heads up so that if you have a question about you never saw this character before, know that that was a character from the light novel, and the games follow the light novels almost to a T.
I gotcha.
Where the anime changed things around. So the same events didn't necessarily happen. Like in the light novel, they actually went to floor 100.
Well, that's... I didn't know that.
They actually got all the way to those floor 100. I think the anime was moving on a time rush, which is why they ended it so quickly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But the light novel has a lot more characters, and honestly, I want to get a hold of the SAO light novels because of what I've read of the game synopses. It sounds way 10 times better than whatever the anime is, and now I know why the light novel readers hate the anime.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that too. Which, ironically, I just pulled up Steam to re-download the game to see if I can play it on my fucked up graphic card.
Just know that there's also going to be some characters, they're going to make reference to stuff that you and I don't know about because we didn't play the games previous to this.
Oh, yeah.
Which was the Gun-Gale one, and the 2 or 3 games that took place during the original Death game.
Gun-Gale was actually preceding this?
Yes,
Weird.
because you have Sinon. Because you have Sinon in this.
Yeah.
But you want to know what's also funny about the light novel? His sister was also in the Death game.
Wait, Lethal was in the Death game?
Yeah, in the original.
Huh. Well, I mean, I know I'm the only one watching, but just, try not to spoil for those that do.
I'm not doing anything that this game itself won't basically tell you.
I understand, it's just me.
If you didn't want to be spoiled, you wouldn't have watched. This town has all the basics an adventurer needs, like inns and stores. It's even got a tavern and an arena. Sounds like there's a lot to do. It'll be worth checking everything out. Hold on a second, Daddy. It looks like part of the system has been updated. Unlike the vanilla ALO, flying is no longer permitted in towns in Svart Alfheim. Interesting. It sounds like the system architecture for ALO and Svart Alfheim are totally different. Exactly. And also the original, whatever the original story of ALO was, also predates this. This is an update. This is a DLC that they're playing for Alfheim Online.
Wow. So even in that future, you have the,
That's what this story is. It's basically them going through a DLC. A number of new dungeons and quests were also added, including some of the hardest yet. So there's lots to explore, and even more things to fight. Sweet! So where am I going? Oh, Atsuna!
キリト君
わ、アスナたちが到着したな。
The crew, glad to see you!
やっぱりあんたたち待ち合わせ時間
I knew it! You logged on early and started without us, didn't you, Kirito?
仕方ないですよリサ
Come on, Liz! You should have known he couldn't resist the urge to log on. You don't know the meaning of restraint, do you? How are we supposed to work as a team if you weren't off on your own?
それがあんたらしいっちゃあんたらしいけど
Also, I'm not sure, but don't quote me on this. You can look it up on your own if you need to. I think Sinon was also in the death game in the original story.
No, I happen to know for a fact that she wasn't.
Okay, what, from the light novel?
Yeah, from readings that I've heard, I never mentioned I've heard Gale. But, again,
Well, I know for a fact, Leafa was. But Sinon was probably gained in, I've been thinking about getting a hold of the Gungale one, actually.
it's actually really good. I've played it myself.
Because the game for the Gungale one is the actual closer to the light novel itself.
Yeah, it's essentially Phantom Bullet redone.
And Phantom Bullet was already a really good story.
And it was really well done. Like, Yamaha would stop
ここ数日キリト君ずっとそわそわしてたもんねそれだけ楽しみだったってことでしょ
He's been bouncing around like a caged animal.
やっほーキリト
And these are those two new characters I told you about. That you would have no idea who they are.
Elizabeth and,
No, you'll see them. Yahoo, Kirito! You're looking as hale and healthy as always.
キリト相変わらず早いね
Oh,
私たちを置いていかないでよ
Philia and Straya. Always first out the gate when it comes to games. Don't power level and leave us behind, alright? Sorry for jumping on early, everyone. I just couldn't resist. Hey now, aren't you forgetting someone? What, only have eyes for the girls? Klein, Egel, I'm glad to see you too. I wasn't sure if you'd make it here on the first day. Come on, man. This is a major moment in Alfheim history. The first large-scale system update. We wouldn't be able to call ourselves gamers unless we logged on the second it went live. Still, we've got to be crazy to be back online after everything that happened to us back in SAO.
そうだね
I know what you mean. After those 2 years of endless, nerve-wracking fighting and all. Also, 2 years.
and I love Austin's redesign.
またみんなでこうして集まれるだなんて
Doesn't it feel weird? All of us back together in another VR MMO?
俺
Yeah.
たちはあの場所でいろいろな
We went through a lot together in Aincrad, but we learned a lot as well. The bonds we formed through our shared experiences there are the reason why we stand here, together, once more. What's wrong, Kirito? Can't catch your tongue. You look blue. No teasing, Klein.
そろそろ行こう
Come on, let's go. There must be tons of players already way ahead of us. We have to catch up.
腕が鳴るわね
I know I'm itching to get started. I can't wait to see what magnificent treasures are hidden here, just screaming to be found. I'm looking forward to finding some new materials myself. I can't wait to stock my shelves with the newest shinies. Come on, Pina, let's do this. Yeah, let's do this. I have to show off my awesome
デ
skills.
ータの分析は任せてください
Leave the data analysis to me.
私も頑張っちゃう
Don't forget me, I'm ready to help too.
おー
If everyone else is raring to kick some tail, then so am I. Let's do this.
キリト君
Let's go, Kirito. All right. Smart Elf5, say your prayers. Here we come. Woohoo!
Damn it, you are making me download this. I want you to know. Now you got me wanting to play it.
Okay, it's gonna block the scene of the opening. Really, really, Sony.
でも俺にはもう一つの名前がある。本名と同じく。いや。
But they won't. No, they'll block the freaking cinematics of like openings and stuff, like because it's like because of music or something. And I'm like, really, Sony, really? Yeah. Here's the thing: they blocked the trailer I tried to do for the Final Fantasy XIV original trailer, but they don't block anything else that's in game. It's very inconsistent. I'm like, oh, you'll block that, but you all because of the music and stuff, or the cinematics, but you won't block anything that's actually in the gameplay. I'm like, why? Why not just allow it to be shown? Because if you're gonna let me show all of this other stuff, why can't I show this? Whatever. My name is Kazuto Kirigaya, but I have another name. One worth as much. No, worth even more than my real one. For 2 years now, I've lived my life as Kirito. It feels natural to me now, like my other name never even existed. The year 2022. Buzz from beta testers about the new video genre known as the VR MMO makes the flagship product an overnight hit. Sword Art Online. A game that stimulates all 5 senses, a virtual world, fed directly into the player's brain. The game's designer, Akihiko Kayaba, programmed in a fatal flaw. The first 10,000 players were unable to log out. Not only that, but death in the game meant death in real life. The game went from virtual fantasy to grisly deathmatch. There was only one way to escape: beat the game. 2 years later, I was able to bring that horrific game to an end, but for 4,000 players, it was already too late. The 6,000 survivors suffered as well. Their bodies severely atrophied after 2 years of constant life support. The other SAO players and I had to spend months in rehab before we were released from our respective hospitals. Well, we've landed on a new island. Now what do we do? How about we do some main quests to get used to this place? There are so many options. I wonder which one we should pick. Oh, there's a collection of quests. Let's do that. I love me some items. It won't take too long, and it's pretty easy. I think it's a good place to start. Yo, Kirito, where do we have to go to get this quest started? We should leave town and head northeast from the teleport gate. There should be a dungeon and another gate there. The monsters around here are weak, so it should be a simple matter to do some reconnaissance. There are items I can use for crafting and upgrading equipment. Also, monster drops that can be used for cooking. Anything we can find to improve our equipment would be fantastic. It sounds like we'll find some ingredients for me too. I'm looking forward to making some new dishes. That's a plan. We'll split into 2 groups. My party's goal is the dungeon to the northeast and the teleport gate. It will be me, Atsuna, Lifa, and Sinon. This will be the party for this quest, right? You can edit your party anytime at the end. Gulikambi, the crowned rooster. Stop by before we set out. Looks like we can edit our party here. Yes, you can swap out up to 3 party members here. What about the people who aren't in the current party? They can't assist in battle, but they'll still be right there with you. If you want to change your battle party, you have to come back to this end. The current party is Daddy, Mommy, Lifa, and Sinon. Why don't you try editing your party? So we do that at the desk. Medic. Range DPS. Is this okay? Perfect! Once you're ready, let's head for the teleport gate. Let's go! Alright, well that's all the time I really have, so we're gonna have to do the rest of this. Took exactly 30 minutes to get to this point. Let me just save. There's only one save file for this game too, so. So with that, I'll see you guys later. Till next time.
See you around, dude.